Hi everyone, Phoenaxx here. Have you also noticed that some German gearheads and kink-based accounts have kind of disappeared off of social media, especially Twitter? Well, there's a reason to it, and it sadly isn't a very positive one. I will tell you all about it in this video. If you want to support me, be sure to hit that like button, and if you really want to support me and would like to see more gearhead and kink related content in the future, if I'm not lazy, be sure to hit that subscribe button and would be all peachy. So let's get into the intro and then right into the video. So, as you might have noticed, a lot of German content creators, especially in the gearhead and kink scene, the whole BDSM universe, have started to either private their accounts, definitely delete all their content, and some deleting their entire accounts. What exactly happened here? Starting this month, news came out that certain German content creators, most prominently Rope Fantasies, got hit by legal complaints from German authorities that what they are doing on the internet is illegal and they are being investigated right now. What they are being charged with is the unlawful sharing of adult content on the internet. Wait, so porn is illegal in Germany? Not specifically. Let's get into the nitty-gritty here a little bit. The thing in Germany is that it is illegal to make adult content accessible to minors on the internet. And since most social media platforms are open platforms and the only age verification checks they have is just type in here if you're 18. Are you an adult? Yes or no? Which is easily circumvented by minors. Legally, technically, yes, if you upload adult content on these sites, it means you made this content accessible to minors. Of course, sharing violent songs about murder, drug slinging, abusing women and stuff is all fine in this country. It lands on top of the charts and everything is okay, but that's another discussion. As it stands right now, there's talks and rumors going around of potential fines going from either starting at 300 euros all the way to multiple thousands of euros. So it should be kind of understandable to you how it has me and many of the German creators shook. We're just what are we doing here? A spokesperson for the North Rhine-Westphalia Media Authority says, in Germany, the distribution of adult content on the internet is only permitted in closed user groups with prior age verification. Whatever steps you have to undergo to make sure that everything is in legal grounds there when you do that, they of course do not mention. What makes this current situation so particularly scary is that the authorities have started to use an AI tool dubbed KIVI to crawl the internet, especially social media sites, for offending content. Wow, AI surveillance, another step into the glorious features that many science fiction movies of yesteryear have warned us about, but if you look into it, KIVI's being touted as a tool to crawl certain social media websites like Twitter, TikTok, Telegram, and I think for some reason even VK, the Russian Facebook alternative, for content offending the German authorities, the German laws. Facebook and Instagram, which forbid nudity and adult-based content altogether, are currently not being scanned by the platform, which is a bit odd in my opinion. Since they claim the tool is not only being used to find adult content and sue based on that, but also for politically extremist content, Holocaust denial, calls for violence, and things like that, I find it odd that they would leave out Facebook and Instagram while, yes, they do have a harsher stance against adult-based content. Let's be real, Facebook is one of the main platforms when you think about people going hard on the political side of things. That probably has nothing to do with the agencies and the one who leading these agencies having a very conservative political background, but conspiracy theory, you don't hear me say that. As with many of these AI tools currently in development, they have a complete lack of transparency as to how they work, what they look for, keywords or those kind of things. So everyone is kind of now puzzled as to how to move on going forward just to stay safe from these things. I've seen some people, as I said, as you probably have also seen so far, making their accounts private, to log out the AI tool to look into what you post. The others have just like censored their content to be non-offensive, I guess, where it's like still completely legal. I for myself will keep my social media mostly smut-free going forward, so to say. I will just do and focus on like, you know, being fully geared up, make like more like what I would call, like, for me it's art, so like artsy pictures, fully dressed up, which and at most would be considered like sensual and suggestive, but never like sexual, I guess. I have decided though to not let this like put me down, make me hide behind like a locked account or delete my account or hide away in any other ways. If you know me personally, you know how much hate I have for authoritarian oversteppings of governments, lawyers, or whoever else. So yeah, them. And let's be real, if they truly cared about making the internet a safer place for children, they would work together with people like us and also the platforms themselves to change things, bring in measures as to like make it harder for minors to access this content. Because if you look around, many of us tried our damnedest to keep our accounts like free from like minors looking in, but it is the internet. If a minor wants to see what they want to see, they will get access to it. And if they don't get it from us Germans now, they will just go for people in other countries. Like, you can't stop this. I personally am of the belief that education is always the best way forward, you know, like educating minors and their parents, educating the platforms, educating even the politicians themselves, you know, about these things, but sadly that isn't taking place. So yeah, instead of all working together to try to like reach these goals that they claim they have, they just rather swing the like big mallet, the big hammer around and just like wildly suing everyone they can find just to get everyone afraid and step back. This is all just another like step in the constant escalation by conservative forces against like especially adult content on the internet. But also, let's be real, I find it kind of odd that it especially has hit LGBTQ content creators, so it seems like it's a targeted attack against our community. But conspiracy theory. If you want to know more about this like KIVI tool and like the people kind of like behind it and stuff, I linked a Wired article below who goes like much more into every detail as to what is going on and who's currently being investigated and everything and stuff. So yeah, be sure to click on that, read through it, and stay informed. Ever since I started speaking up on this on Twitter, I had a lot of people kind of coming to me and ask me like what would be like the way going forward, and sadly I do not possess the answers. I'm also just like one of the creators who's kind of caught in the crossfire by this entire mess and trying my best way to move in it without like just removing myself outright. It is definitely a scary situation moving forward, but I would like to say to you, if you were watching a German content creator and maybe a bit afraid, do not let this put you down. Do not let this force you back into hiding, go back into the proverbial closet, speaking in online terms. Of course, do find measures to keep yourself as safe as possible, to not get flagged by this shit and to not have you get like a fine, a legal complaint, or even worse, like an actual like court case over this. But yeah, please do not let this force you to like again hide away. Don't let them win in their pursuit to try to kick us down and make us all disappear again, as they often try to do. Personally, I find this to be another push against, like I said, I find it is very odd that they targeted specifically LGBTQ content creators. It honestly feels like it's another like strike against us, and when you look all over the Western world, especially in the USA and other places, that the anti-LGBTQ sentiments are on a steep upwards climb again, which is scary, but it's something where it's like, yeah, it is scary, but it's where we have to kind of come together again and, you know, fight back. It's called a fight for our rights for a reason. It is a fight. It is an ongoing fight. It sadly isn't over yet. And in a fight, there will be moments where you will get kicked, you will be hurt, you will get punched down, you will get beaten to the ground. But then it is on you to decide if you want to go back up and continue to fight. And I think we all should continue to fight, because we've already come this far. It would not be good to now go back as to how things were. So yeah, it sadly hasn't been the most positive video to make. A lot of just terrible shit going on. But yeah, just all feel like virtually hugged real quick. And yeah, as I said, do not let this force you back into like hiding or just put back into a spiral of fear against these forces. We will get through this, it will be fine. Just do take the measures that you can to protect yourself. Stand tall, be proud in yourself, be proud in who you are. Kink is not a crime. And most of all, you know what's gonna come? Get eared. I see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.